I'm your host, Joel Perez, and I'm glad to be joining you guys back here on the Wrestling with Politics YouTube channel. And today we're going to be discussing my favorite political sellout, the biggest piece of garbage, let's be quite frank here, that there is in politics today. We've made videos about her before. Of course, I'm talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, because today we've got a bit of Twitter controversy to discuss here when it comes to AOC. And this one, it's absolutely as revealing as it gets here, because AOC, she's come out full-throatedly at this point and revealed that she is a closet Zionist. She pretends and tries to play off the act that she doesn't support the Zionist lobby. She has issues with the genocide going on in Gaza. But let's be real here. For somebody who claims to have issues with the genocide going on in Gaza, if you listen to AOC speak, her criticism of the Zionist lobby, her criticism of AIPAC, of Israel, of all of this crap, that's some of the most tepid garbage that I've ever heard in my lifetime. AOC, she pretends to be on the side of her supporters on this issue, but when you just dig just a little bit deeper into the issue, it turns out to be complete bullcrap. And this story, it's a perfect example of that, because AOC has recently come out attacking a Texas Democrat who you would expect her to support, and instead of endorsing that Texas Democrat, Maria Galindo, who has a wholehearted stance against the Zionist lobby, instead of coming out and supporting the obvious candidate who you would expect her to support, instead she endorses a Zionist instead, because of course she does. And of course she hides during this tweet storm under the guise of anti-Semitism, like a Zionist would do, exactly how a Zionist would do. That's exactly the tactics. She uses the exact same tactics as AIPAC, as the Israel Zionist lobby. She hides behind the gaze of anti-Semitism. And let's get straight into this Twitter controversy here. I'm going to read it straight from this phone here. I have it pulled up because this is the heart of this controversy. We've got to read the tweets to get this out here. Here it is. Texas 35 Democrat candidate Maureen Galindo said that she will convert ICE detention centers into Carnes County, the district she's running in, into an internment camp for American Zionists. It will also be a castration processing center for pedophiles, which will probably be most of the Zionists, she added. So what's the problem with what she just said there, this Texas candidate? She said that Zionist pedophiles deserve to be castrated so that they can't do the filthy things that they want to do to children. What's wrong with that tweet right there? That's pretty base. This Texas candidate, actually, after hearing that statement right there, she's actually gained my support. That's a base statement right there. What's wrong with what that lady just said? Why shouldn't Zionist pedophiles, and we know that Israel in particular has a history of being a safe haven for pedophiles, so why do these Zionist pedophiles deserve to be protected here? And AOC's tweet, it's very revealing here, because going out and talking bad against Zionist pedophiles is apparently, according to AOC, anti-Semitic. Let's read AOC's tweet now. AOC's response to what the Texas candidate for Congress had to say. Here it is. This is absolutely disgusting, says AOC. This is bigoted garbage, and anti-Semitism should be nowhere near our politics. If you're in Texas 35, vote for Johnny Garcia, Texas, and that's the Zionist who she endorsed. That's what I'm talking about. And then she says, and the donors behind the Republican super PAC funding her should be exposed. So AOC, this just goes to reveal here that AOC is just a complete tool. Anytime that somebody comes out wholeheartedly against the Zionist lobby, Where is AOC on the issues? What's she doing here? She's aligning herself with AIPAC. She's using the same language as the Zionist lobby. And why is that? Because she would never come out and admit it, because she knows what that would do to her political career. But AOC is a closeted Zionist. Deep down inside, she's afraid of messing with the Zionist lobby in Congress. She knows that if they come after her, they're going to do like what they did to Thomas Massey, like what they've done to so many others in Congress. They're going to come after her and try to destroy her political career. And AOC is a coward. She doesn't want to face the consequences of that. And so at every single instance that she can, what does she do? She comes out and does bullcrap like this, because of course she does. And I just wanted to stress this one other important point here, because this is key and central to this conversation. When AOC is calling what Maria Galindo said here anti-Semitic, what she's doing here, and she's doing this on purpose, she's conflating Zionism with Judaism. And that's such a dangerous thing here. And that's exactly the strategy that AOC is trying to employ. That's what makes this especially despicable, because what Maria Galindo there was talking about was very specifically Zionism. She's targeting the Israeli lobby, the control that Israel has over American politics. That's what she's mad about. But AOC calls that anti-Semitism, and it's absolutely not anti-Semitism to be against Zionism. But AOC, and this is the most despicable part of this whole thing, she wants you to conflate those two things together. That's what she's purposefully trying to do here, because she knows that that's the whole tactic, calling everything that is Zionist anti-Semitic, because in reality, that's what they believe anti-Semitism is. Criticism of the state of Israel. But in reality, what you're doing here is an absolute disservice to the Jewish people, who actually have an actual religion, who they're trying to get across and they're trying to practice. They inflate that with support for Israel, and they say that not supporting Israel, and that's what AOC is doing here, not supporting Israel, going against Zionism, that's anti-Semitism. It's as despicable as it gets, and AOC, for doing that, you're doing the work of AIPAC for them, and you're an absolutely despicable piece of trash. And you know what's the worst part about it all? AOC, she doesn't even take any money from AIPAC, and that's the big argument that everybody has. She takes $0 from the Jewish Zionist lobby. She takes $0 from AIPAC. So why would she be corrupted by them? She doesn't take any money from them. And that's what makes this even worse. Not unlike these other politicians who need to be bribed and sold off to support the Zionist lobby, AOC seems to be completely comfortable doing that for absolutely free. She's that much of a coward. She's that much of a political non-factor that she doesn't even need to take money in order to do and align with exactly what the AIPAC wants. It's absolutely preposterous here. So let's take a look and let's listen to a clip of AOC talking here, and let's see what her hardened stance is against Zionism. Let's hear it.
I would say that the United States, our responsibility is to the stability and the security of the region. That means being able to support, yes, Israel in its defensive capacities, right? In its ability, in that context.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying. Always lying to me.
And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home.
And I just need to dismantle AOC's entire line of propaganda there when it comes to talking about the issue of Israel, because you just heard it there in that video, the complete bullcrap saying that Israel deserves defensive weapons. We should provide Israel, the genocidal nation of Israel, with defensive weapons. We shouldn't provide them with offensive weapons so that they could commit their genocide. That's a step too far, but we should allow them to defend themselves, and we should provide the weapons for them to do that. The Zionists, the genocidal maniacs, we should be providing them weapons to defend themselves. That's AOC's entire stance on this issue. And she'll never speak bad about Israel. She literally, you can read those tweets back there showing exactly why AOC is lying. She never wants to take the stance of being anti-Israel. She just wants to take the stance of being anti-offensive weapons. What kind of tepid garbage is that? And you just saw the clip at the end there where AOC completely lied during the 2024 election cycle. We need to keep that clip right there in our zeitgeist, in our minds, always, because what was AOC doing during the 2024 election cycle? She was wholeheartedly defending Kamala Harris and saying that Kamala Harris was working tirelessly for a ceasefire. And we all know at this late date of 2026 that that's complete garbage. Kamala Harris was never working tirelessly for a ceasefire. We all know that was the case. She was the vice president under Joe Biden for 4 years, and she never talked to Joe Biden and convinced him to actually secure a ceasefire. They absolutely didn't get that job done. They could have done it when they were in office. They never did. And then she wants to come out and lie during the 2024 election cycle. She was licking the ass of Kamala Harris like there was crack cocaine on it. AOC, she's a complete tool. She's a complete sellout. And I don't know how anybody still supports this woman. And then AOC, she wants to have the audacity, because this is her political aspirations, to run for president in the future. That, let me tell you right now, AOC, you're not going to get nowhere. Don't even bother running for president, because nobody's going to support you with your wishy-washy stances. She can't affirmatively take a stance on this issue. What kind of stance is that against the Israel lobby, saying that they could have defensive weapons? So you're going to provide defensive weapons to genocidal maniacs, and that's your stance against the Zionist lobby? She's a complete dirtbag, and she knows that if she does take a hard stance against the Zionist lobby, they would destroy her, and she doesn't have the political courage to actually stand up for anything. She doesn't have the political courage. With her 12 million followers, she can easily take a hard stance on this issue, and she herself can easily change the Overton window, change so many minds on this issue. AOC has the power and the ability to do so much, and she does nothing at all. She's one of the worst, most horrible, most sinister people in our politics. And again, if you, for some reason, still fall under the guise of whatever the hell AOC's selling here, please wake up, sober up, and stop listening to this absolute buffoon. She doesn't know a damn thing. She has no political instincts. She's an absolute clown. She's the leader of clown world. That's who AOC is, and she always will be. If she was to run for president, she would automatically alienate her base, because again, she can't take a hardened stance on the most important issue of our generation. The Zionist lobby, they completely own our politicians, and when it comes to AOC, she's completely owned for free. They don't even have to pay her. What type of garbage is this? How far have we come here that we have a politician who doesn't even need to take the money? At least sell out, at least take the check. AOC, please, at least get something in exchange for selling your voters out every single time. But no, she gets nothing in exchange for her demands. She gets nothing done, and somehow she's still in Congress. Somehow she has millions of followers. Somehow people still haven't wisened up to this. So that's why I'm making this video, because if you for some reason don't know that AOC is a complete dirtbag, a complete sellout, and a Zionist, and well, now you know. Come on now. This lady is pathetic, and she hopefully will never reach the powers of the presidency of the United States. AOC, please go back in your cave. Please go away. And please, AOC, good riddance, because we're all tired of you. For now, that's all I have to say here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what's your current opinion of AOC? Would you ever vote for her for president? I know that I certainly wouldn't. My goodness, this lady sucks. Thank you guys. I'll see you all next time.